Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. I love talking about meditation and also will guide you into meditation. I really believe that being in the present is important, connected to life. And my friend brought me here today. She said, I feel you need to be here today. So you're right. We live in San Francisco for 9 years. I have two kids. And my kids sometimes are asking me like about the homeless people. My son, I'm always talking to them about their fears. And like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, he said, I'm afraid of two things. One, the ocean. I don't know, deep in the ocean. And two, to be a homeless one day. Yeah, it's true. And I, when it's interesting because I also traveled in India for many years, and it's part of life there. People live in the street. New York, I lived a little bit, and the homeless people here are not so scary. I felt that a lot of compassion to them. I work with people with mind, with heart, with traumas, and I know that it can happen to everyone. And I work with people that suddenly in the middle of their life, their regular life, right? Like high school, college, jobs, suddenly they went into addictions or they lost themselves. So I know how it's not easy to be a human being here and things can happen to us. So I teach my kids to be compassionate, to give food, to give to, like we are all, one. And the special thing about here that I didn't feel that violent or that scary to my kids. So I'm so happy to be here. And I feel that it's so important to contribute and to give as much as possible, as much as we can. But today I'm going to give you something. And working with people for 25 years, and I have 40 different lectures. I came here like 10 minutes ago. I love life. And and I decided to choose that, just like that. So I'm going to start, and in the end, you can ask questions, and I hope you will enjoy. When I teach people, we talk a lot about time, and we take the term time and separate to five different dimension of times. One is the past. The past is a box. Soon I will explain. The near past, the stone, is everything that happened to you today from the morning and yesterday. The present is a candle. Usually I bring a candle. It's alive, always changing. The near future is a bell, things you need to do today until you fall asleep and tomorrow. And the long-term future is the unknown. And in a way, in the work with people, we want to get to a feeling and a mental state that everything is all right. Everything was all right in our past. It happened for a reason. Everything was all right yesterday and today. Everything is all right for sure in the moment, and I'll explain about that, unless we're hungry. Everything will be all right the next moment and in the future. And then there is a sense of calmness and excitement, and we have a lot of energy to give. When we are occupied with ourselves, our problems, our thoughts, our stress, we cannot give. When people are really, consumed with that, you don't see if somebody is thirsty, if somebody is hungry, right? If somebody needs a hug. And the beauty of being in the moment that you really see people. I love it when I go here, even to buy something. My kids don't have patience anymore to me. I go to buy something and I see the vendor and like, how are you? But not like, how are you? I'm okay. Like, I see that you're tired today or talking about life. I'm so interested about that. Not just to pass, being in my phone. So I think when you are clean from yourself, not 1%, but 80% from yourself, you really are able to give. So I'm happy to be here because here is a community of people that do give. It means that you did a lot of work. So how we get to everything is all right in the past and in the future, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. The past. So there are four different types of people. People of the past, they like to accumulate things, even notebook from college, gifts that you will never use, records that maybe you'll never use. It's hard for you to get rid of things. You're very nostalgic. You hear a song and you think, oh, it's reminding me a love that I had, relationship. You go and travel and you see something beautiful. Oh, it's reminding me that a year ago I was there. So you're body is present, but part of you is always in the past. Who can relate to that? Past people, raise your hand. The near past was people that think about the day that passed. In bed before falling asleep, you cover yourself with a blanket and you start to think about the day that passed. After an event, a presentation, a meeting, you are like, it's like a movie in your mind. You think about the past. Can you relate to that? Raise your hand if you do that to yourself. We'll talk soon about the price of being too much in the four dimensions. The near future is very, very common. You think about the next moment. You are driving, will I find parking or not? You're in a meeting, what I'm going to do next. You're eating lunch, you think about what should I eat for dinner. Yeah, like it's like all the time in the next moment. Those people are highly organized and they have a schedule and it's great. It's not only negative, but sometimes your mind is taking you to the to-do things and we have so many things to do. Raise your hand if you can relate to that. Okay? And the long-term future, I love those people. I lived in Greece for 5 years. I love Greece and I love Greek food and everything about Greece. And we sat, in the living room in the evening with people and they thought, if I will buy a yacht, I will sail there, I will do that. Visionaries. We need visionaries, right? So long-term future, the unknown. Very interesting, right? Who spent time there? Good, we need you guys. So the question is, what is the price, the mental and emotional price in staying too long in those four dimensions? People of the past, guys, if you think too much about the past, it will create feelings. There is not a lot of happiness in the past. If you think about something sad that happened, if you think about something good that happened, I think about sometimes my grandmother, sitting there peeling the potato for the latkes on Friday, hugging her. I will never see her again, right? So thinking about the past, even good things, it can create sadness, regret, sadness, blame. This box is full with emotions, not so good. So if you have 5% there, 10% of their time, it's beautiful, right? To remember where you come from. But if it's too much, there is work to do. What is the price of this? I want to ask you of the near past. When you're in bed or after a day of work, when you think about what happened, what do you really do to yourself? What is the negative side of that? Yes, and specifically, exactly, how do you know? So yes, there is a whip under the pillow and you start, why did I do this? Why did I do that, right? It's not a happy time. Blaming yourself, it's so painful. One time I gave this lecture and one woman raised their hand and said, but it's really important to learn from our mistakes. And I don't know why I asked her, what is your profession? And she said, I'm a judge. Okay. Okay. The near future. What is the price there? So we need near future, right? We have a lot to do. But if it's too much, thinking about things I need to do next, being in the next moment, what it will create? Yes, stress. So if you're like 40%, 50% in the near future, you'll be stressed. And this is not healthy, we know that. And being too much in the long-term future, there is a beauty in a vision, and we need a vision, but it's also the unknown, right? We don't really know. We do our best, but part of it is not in our control. So people are too spending time in the long-term future, it will create anxiety. Stress and anxiety are two different things. Now, let's talk about the positive. First of all, I want you to think from the 100% time a day, a week, how much time you spend in the past, how much time in the near past. Think about the day that passed, the 2 days. In the near future, things to do, and in the long-term future. Try to think about numbers, yeah? And then how much is left to the present, really. So there are many beautiful ways in the world to work with those dimensions. I'm going to talk about solutions that you can find, how to work with that. The past, So people go to therapy, talk about the past, the parents, right, the traumas, all of those things. It's great. So mentally, let's say that mentally you arrive to the spot that you are saying, I'm okay with my past. I leave my past behind. Everything happened for a reason. But sometimes the body remembers. You know, sometimes you feel pain that you don't know how to explain in your chest, in your belly. Suddenly you are reactive. This is the pain body. So we are working on two levels. One is mentally understanding the past, and then emotionally cleaning the past. And this is beautiful. There are beautiful techniques around the world that you can do with anger, with sadness, holotropic breath work. Who tried those things? A little bit cleaning the body, the pain body. Good. The near past and near future are the same. If I want to separate for a second from mind to heart, I work a lot with the separation with I and self. People say things like, I'm hard with myself. I love myself. I criticize myself, right? Who is the I and who is the self? The I is the mind and the self is the heart. Which dimension you think is more the mind, the thoughts from the four? Like you are thinking and it creates those problems. The past is mind or heart. What do you think? Yes, it's heart. The near past, blaming yourself, it's mind. It's only thoughts. You are blaming yourself. You are thinking negative thoughts. You are stressing yourself. The art of thoughts, it's so, it's possible and not so hard to learn how to tame the thoughts, the mind. The mind is there for a reason, but somehow something switched in the relationship with the mind. I don't know if you remember time in early childhood, climbing trees, walking in the forest, running on the beach, being playful, silly, looking in people's eyes. You're still doing that. It's nice. Do you remember time of freedom? Raise your hand if you remember time like that. Yeah. And then what happened? The mind took over. The mind took over. Maybe something at school, at home, parents divorce, you move a country, something happened and your mind became the master. And many times the mind continue to take decisions and lead our lives, choose our partner, choose our job, and the heart is suppressed. So those times are working more, I'm working more with the mind and the heart and to see how to be okay with ourselves. The near past. Who has kids here? Raise your hand, kids. When you put you have older kids. How old? So when they're young, when you put them to bed sometimes, what did you tell them before falling asleep? I like it. I hear so many ideas. Funniest thing that happened today, right? You don't tell them, why didn't you do your homework? Why didn't you clean up? Good night. So this everything all right is treating yourself as somebody you love before falling asleep, right? Like, we have an inner kid. Everybody talk you have an inner kid, if you know it or not. So to be nice to yourself, to be compassionate. Past is cleaning the box. Near past is to be compassionate to yourself. Stop blaming yourself. The near future, why people prepare too much? Because they don't, what they're missing. If here is the self-love and self-compassion, what is missing here in the near future? What do you think? If somebody is preparing too much to a job interview, to a meeting, because, yes, they don't trust themselves. This is the self-trust. Because if you trust yourself, like I wasn't like that. Today I came and she said, oh my gosh, I don't have a speaker. I said, okay, I'm here. Before, when I was young in college, and I had a presentation, I was like holding a paper and like, I remember that. But when you do work, you learn how to trust yourself. I'm here, I'm doing the best I can. Hi, my name is Priya. Let's talk about the 5 dimensions. So this is the self-trust. And the way to get there is to work with the mind. I love it. For me, it's incredible riddle. Why the mind is so stressed? Why the mind is critical, right? and we discover that it's all about fear. There is fear in our body that prevent us from being our full self. And the long-term future, if this is trusting yourself, the solution, the long-term future is trusting what? Life. Other names of that? Trusting what? The unknown, God, the Great Spirit, Allah, right? Nature, time. To trust life. And in those times, it's not easy, right? But it's always there. And this is important because when you trust life, you can also be the partner to create beautiful things. I'm sure that the creator of this trust life has a good partnership with life because this is the way we create big things together with the universe. When you clean your past, trust yourself, love yourself, and trust life, you are more than 60% in the present. And many times we start from the present. Everything you will do connected to your present will be better. When you speak to a friend and you don't think in the same time, you can really see, right, their face, their feeling. When you are watering your garden, I have a garden, you can see if this plant needs to be in the shade, if this is already wet from the fog. If you raise your kids automatically and you don't look at them, the way they walk after school, the way they carry their body, it will not flower. At work with your coworkers, if you see them, you can really be connected and they will just be with you and appreciate you and do everything they can. So being in the present, that's what I basically do and teach. This is the mindfulness. Many times it's hard because we do carry a lot and we need to do some extra work. I'm going to end soon with a meditation, a short meditation. But first, if you have questions to me, I would love to hear. I know I spoke a lot about the challenges, but there are solutions. I'm going to teach you two kinds of meditation today that I think you can start with. One called labeling meditation, and one is just guided meditation. So I hope you will enjoy it. Any questions? Something you want to share? This is the fun part for me. Yes.
I and the self part. What about others in these five dimensions? And can you talk about that factor?
Yes. The I, thank you, by the way. The I and the self, and he's talking about the higher self, the center, I call it. Because basically, the mind is a child, is acting out of fear, right? The heart carries a lot of emotion, and the heart is more about I, my, me. I want, I need, I want attention, I want love. The mind, I want appreciation, I want a status, I want financial security. But there is also the higher self, the leader, the adult that we have inside. And when we meditate and we say to the mind, not now, and you come back to the moment and you breathe and you wait, slowly there is a gap between the thoughts. And then you can discover your true self, and there is a voice that you can really lead your part. You hear your mind saying, you're not good enough. Everything is all right. You know, you hear your mind blaming you. When you make mistakes, you know you made mistakes. You don't need to blame yourself, right? You know, you can say, I'm sorry, and this is it. So you learn how to really cultivate your garden. It's a little bit like leading kids. If you have kids, or it's very easy because you lead those small voices, the young voices, very young voices, and you can really say to them, everything is all right. Because somehow there is a radio station here. The mind stole the microphone and is transmitting thoughts, and you have no control. What about if you'll take the microphone? And many people here are leaders. You know how to lead others. So the same, lead yourself. And I think you're talking about that. And when you're, that's what I said in the beginning, when you don't have, you don't carry a lot in your mind and heart, thoughts, feelings, trauma, past, present, past, future, you can see others. And then it's all about others. And I will finish, I can talk forever. Oh my gosh. I just want to finish with what do you think in general the goals of the mind in life? what the mind wants to achieve in life. The mental part of us, the mind, what do you want to achieve? Control and certainty, we call it also safety, right? And it's hard, long-term future, right? And if your mind, the mind will never believe that everything will be all right. We read too much, we know too much. It's coming from the heart more. But the mind wants safety and certainty. What else? Yeah. Freedom. Yes, for sure. You heard? You heard? It's so beautiful. Thank you. Like just freedom to be. Everything is all right. We just need to be as we are. Yeah. The mind want to achieve that. There is a problem a little bit when the mind want to achieve that because the mind becomes spiritual. But the mind wants status, appreciation, possessions, also to be creative. We want to use our creativity. I learned finance, by the way, in college. I'm not using it so much. But the mind wants challenges, riddles, right? The heart, what the heart wants in life. Yes. What else? Love, connections, purpose, freedom, excitement, friends, creativity. We need that, right? But what is the purpose of the Edol, the higher self, the center? Is helping people. This is the long answer for you. Because really, this is why we are here, right? Any other questions before yeah.
Hey, thank you so much. Just had a quick question. So I feel like there's a lot of kind of in the different mindfulness meditation spaces, there's like a lot of de-stressing and trying to like be present and these different things. But I guess I'm just curious about like what role stress like does play. Like there is some kind of we have, there's a reason our body kind of does these different things. Um, and there's a lot of folks who like we have stress because there's like situations going on that we really need to be attentive to, or there's like, sometimes it's not going to be all right, like right in that moment. Like there's, for a lot of people, there's like a lot of just constant threats to like physical safety or different things going on. Um, so I guess like, how do you engage with those things well instead of kind of like just trying to like detach completely?
Exactly. Not detached. We don't want to detach.
Mm.
Listen, it's like a car. There will be a lot of bumpers. I don't know how you call it in English, but the road will not be smooth. Many problems. But if your car is strong, you will not fall apart, right? I have many ways to answer your questions. First of all, uh, stress, I call it excitement. We need this. If not, we'll not. Like people say, if you'll not be stressed, you'll not do anything. It's not true. It's energy in your body. We want to do. I want to do. I have a lot to do, but from excitement and not from stress. Not because I need, and I remind myself to. When you put stress, sometimes it's overwhelming. Also, you're not doing as much as I can when I'm not stressed, right? Um, everything is all right. Listen, everything is not all right. Okay. But we are talking about the basic, everything is all right. And the basic are 6 basic needs. If you're not too cold or too hot, if you don't have pain in your body right now, if you're not thirsty or hungry, and if you don't need to go to the restroom and you're holding, it's not healthy, everything is all right in this moment. It's small. And then it's another moment and another moment because things are not all right. But when you have your 6 needs, you can be attentive to others. This is why homeless people don't have even that. We want to give them that in order just to start, to be able to start something, right? But I feel that when you are connected and you are calm inside and you are doing a lot, you can contribute more to the world. And not because of the young, stressful, fearful mind, because you want to live life fully. Did I answer? Okay. Yes.
Okay, I want to say thank you for doing this. Priya has made a big difference in my life, and we work together. And I had a feeling that I wanted her to come meet you all, but like I especially had the feeling when I saw her. I walked in to see her the other day at her mindfulness center, and she had tears in her eyes. I'm like, "What are you crying about?" She's like, "I just want to have a space where people can sleep, like people can live." And I was like, I was like. I basically, you need to come to Edge and Node. I'm like, you need to connect with these people here. And I just want to say, I know you guys are good at this, but please like bombard her with collaboration ideas, like the wellness world. Like I teach yoga, we do like holotropic breathing. Like I'm a chef, organizer, all this stuff. We're kind of separate from like the work that's being done here. And she's such a good like transition into it. So if you like, my vision is that she would be in charge of like programming for a building with like 300 units, and it would be like a secular option. And yeah, I'm just really happy she's here. And I don't know if she's going to be coming back. I very specifically told her how to get into the building and like, this is how you can come back on your own. But it could be like, we just get to meet her now. So if you have an inkling of an idea, connect with her, please. Cause yeah, I just had a good feeling about all this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so two kinds of meditation. One called labeling meditation, very simple. One will help you with the near future and near past, and the other will just guide you meditation with music. The labeling meditation, that is, I want you to imagine you in a train station, and trains are passing by. Every train is a sentence, is a thought. Word, 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 train passed. I would like you soon, you can open your eyes, I'm still want to really explain the meditation, that to listen to your trains, to listen to your thoughts, and every thought that is coming, give it a label and let it pass. I will demonstrate, okay? I'm closing my eyes. A thought will come. I'm hungry. Okay, it's a thought. If I will go in, I will say, oh, what will I eat? And all that. I will not go there. I'm meditating. I'm saying hungry and coming back to my body. Listen to the sounds, breathing. And then another thought will come. I have a session tonight. If I go in, I'm going to think what I'm going to teach. I don't want to do it now. I want to choose when to think and when not. So I'm saying session, and I'm coming back to the moment, to the train station. The train station is this moment, and this moment is alive. Let's practice it for a second, okay? Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Listen to the sounds, and every thought that is coming, give it a label out loud. Out loud. Just I want to see that you got that. Every thought, give it one word. Continue. Every thought. Coming back to the music, to the breath. And of course, when you do it by yourself, you can do it inward. Thought is coming, give it a label. Sitting on the platform, and train are passing by. Don't go on board. Stay, breathe. Let go of the labeling. You can do it at home. And just relax your shoulders. You can take off your glasses if you want for a few minutes. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in, and hold your breath and out. And relax your shoulders even more. Release your belly. Thousands winters ago, there was a hunter sitting and waiting. Maybe a bull will pass by, maybe a rabbit. You were just sitting peacefully, unmoving, alert. and aware of every little thing that moves. Listen to my voice, listen to the music. And if a thought is coming, you can say, not now, coming back to the moment. Between the bull and the rabbit, it was so pleasant to sit, feel your breath, everything will wait. Trains will continue to come and go, always. But you can choose how to react. Sometimes it's important to think. Other times, it's okay to sit and let the thoughts go by. Everything will settle down. And one day you realize that in this moment on the platform, everything is over. Let's take a deeper breath and you may open your eyes. Thank you so much. Thank you.